part of the presentation is then given by Jaroslav Nikitenko, and let's see how.
Welcome to our seminar. Last Friday we had a talk about music, and this year the International Astronomical Union proposes us to name a star and an exoplanet. And we'll do it today and listen to some music. So they propose to name the stars. Sorry, I have to fly my laptop. The name stars after some very important cultural things, or for things related to the star and its exoplanet itself, to the constellation and all that. And we'll show that there are actually many things which can be connected. Better than my laptop. Connected to these stars. Yeah, you know this one. By the way, okay, I should. Sorry. And we name it after a musician who is very connected to stars. I should show some videos because she writes songs, makes videos, for example, like this. So you can see some space topics here. And now, now we'll go back. Actually was at their concerts and they switch their instruments regularly, so they would approve. There is one connection, so we propose the name for the planet Princess Chelsea, the artistic name of this musician from New Zealand, and the star should be Little Star, and it reminds me of the Little Prince. I think many people read that, and she's princess and the star is little, and also she names her albums like Little Golden Book, and she has a record label, Liu Chief Record. And there are many similarities with this Little Prince. And by the way, there is no object named Princess in our catalogs, so it could be a useful addition, I think. And she raises topics of stars in her art and stars, and yeah, she uses nebulae in her albums. I would cite now. And she connects it to music. She says, I will read, that with synthesizers, I feel the early use of them was always kind of associated with space. They seem to be intrinsically linked with that kind of imagery. Nebulas are used by the band, I'll show it later, and she said that I feel like nebulas are pretty fantastical looking. Sometimes I would just sit and look at pictures of nebulas for 2 hours and go, oh, wow, look at this one. Yeah, so she has like many pictures like this. So I think, yeah, and they put it on a newspaper. I would also, and I told about this cultural thing, and she says that long before it was industry, music's role has always been expression and to pass on life experiences, culture, tradition, lessons, but also new ideas in every society. So this is much what science does, in my opinion, because it's both our experience and new ideas. And she says about music and science, I think there is some type of magical or universal consciousness that exists in every atom. And I think that it is the same magic that we channel when making music or any form of authentic art. Maybe it's what people call God. I think that's something very real and tangible, and I don't think science has figured it out or will, but it's up there in the stars too. That was her interview. Yeah, as I said, she finds inspiration in cosmic imagery and retro music. And this is one of her albums, The Great Cybernetic Depression. And she uses a nebula. Actually, I wanted to... She talks about this album. Why? Why can't we hear it?
It sounds like.
Okay.
In front of a nebula. There's a lot of nebula space visuals with this album because that's what it sounds like.
So we're making a video for this astronomical event, and probably we'll add subtitles. But if someone didn't hear it, she said that there are nebulas because this album sounds like this, so it is close to her. Apart from stars, she uses topics of technology. This is just a fan video. So fans also associate hovering cars. And apart from technology, she also thinks about humans. But she uses a lot of special. Actually, yes. And now I would also show some more. So they use this in albums, these nebula themes. They also have like costumes, but it's pretty rare because I was at their concert and they were not wearing this time. So, but sometimes I think they really, and this is fan art about her. And I just think that there is no more artist today which is more connected to stars and astronomy. I mean, not exactly like scientific astronomy, but yeah, to these topics. And she's also a perfectionist. She writes how much she has to work, and she's a very determined person, which is, I think, important in science. And yeah, this is the photograph of this exoplanet. Yes, and as Adam said, it is a potentially rocky world, and it is very hot. It's 700 Kelvin. And this can be connected to devil, you know, and she also uses this thing, this topic. By the way, her surname is Nickel, and Nickel in German is devil. That's why I also connected her to this. Okay, then let's go to this. This is the picture of our star, GJ486, with its exoplanet. And it is located in the constellation Virgo, which also relates like to a female musician. And she was born in September. She's also Virgo. And this is a really little star, as we proposed to name. It is a red dwarf. And the planet is rather dense. It's about 7 grams per centimeters cube, and it's rather similar to the Earth. That's why I think that it contains nickel, because, you know, there are like gaseous planets which have only light elements, but this one, I think, it has nickel, because nickel, cobalt, iron, they have like the very good binding energy per atom. Yeah, and as I said, her real surname is Chelsea Nickel. So the surface temperature, as I said, it is about 700 kelvins, And this exoplanet was discovered in 2021 using the Calar Alto astronomy, German-Spanish one, observatory. And Calar Alto means high chalk from Spanish. And Chelsea also means chalk. If you follow the etymology, it comes to chalk. And a princess is addressed Her Highness in the English language. That's why it also reminds us about this astronomical discovery made in that observatory. So this is what the planet looks like. Okay, So there are some problems with this naming. For example, this year, they forbid names of real people, of things, of places named wholly or partly for people should be excluded. But I think if it's a good naming, then they can reconsider this rule. Because, for example, last time they were not that strict and they said that we can't use names of living individuals or names of individuals who died less than a century ago. So I think because it really looks like it has many connections to the star, and yeah, as I said, it's a rocky world, and sometimes she's a rocky musician too. And so we make this proposal, we send it to the local community of the astronomical union, and make a video. So if someone still wants to participate in this, for example, they know Photoshop or good video creation, yeah, you're welcome. Otherwise, yeah, I think that astronomy, it should, because when I read this rule, I imagine the star a symmetry of things that were forgotten long ago or people who died long ago, and I think if there are at least some living people, it's not bad. And yeah, with this, I think I finished. Thank you.
Presentation. This is part of the whole naming campaign?
Yes, so the last date is 11th of December when people can arrange astronomical events and send their proposals.
Okay, so yeah. Do we have any questions? Anyone eager to join this campaign naming? Is this the only one to name, or are there more exoplanets to be named in this campaign?
So there are about 20 exoplanets, and people can propose very general names, but I think it's not very good when you can use any name for any planet. So when it's connected, it's better. And you can see that it's not that often, last time it was 2019, as I understand.
But with these new telescopes, I mean, the exoplanets amount must have increased quite substantially in the last years.
Yeah, it should be many more. But you know, if they allow 20 names per year or per 3 years, most of these planets will have just this numerical numbers. Yeah, it's maybe a bit boring.
So this is at 26 light years distance. So are they starting to name the closer ones now, or is this unrelated?
They chose these 20 planets based on first targets of James Webb Telescope.
Okay.
So it was in that direction.
Okay. I don't see further questions, so I wish you all a good weekend. Yeah. You can warm up outside of the lecture hall again. And then see you next week. Bye-bye.